Good morning. Welcome to another One Mind meditation. We're stepping into that halfway point of the week today. Welcome to Wednesday. Our teacher for this week is Byron Katie. And I have a couple of really beautiful thoughts to share with you from her. Right, let's get into it. Danae, good morning. Anthony, good morning. Hello, Grania, good morning. Happy Wednesday to you all. We have all had experience in our past of being shown by people around us that how we are is not acceptable to them, and that we need to somehow change in order to be accepted. These experiences are what might have led us to wear a mask, hiding how we really feel for the sake of acceptance. Michelle, a very good morning. Hello. Annalie, good morning. Sunbury, good morning. Awesome seeing all of you right here. Byron Katie's suggestion for us today is that when each of us becomes the primary source of our own sense of acceptance, approval, and appreciation, then we free ourselves from the need to seek external validation. She says, it's not easy to find your own way when you believe that you need love, approval, appreciation, or anything from your family or anyone else. It's particularly hard when you want them to see things your way. Anami, good morning. Hello, good to see you. Linda, good morning. Happy Wednesday morning to you. Byron Katie says, when you say or do anything to please, get, keep, influence, or control anyone or anything, then fear is the cause and pain will be the result. The next thought from Byron Katie says, if I had a prayer, it would be this: God, spare me from the desire for love, approval, or appreciation. Amen. It is human nature to want to fit in. After all, in human history, if your tribe kicked you out, you were unlikely to survive on your own. Even in the modern world that we live in today, our bodies still remember this ancient truth, and it's natural to feel fear when you sense rejection, to incur deep wounds from these experiences. Your work is to take on the task of being the acceptance that your wounded parts crave. You can reach out to the parts of yourself that have suffered shame, guilt, and fear of abandonment and say, I am the one who is here to hold you. I am the one who is here to love you, and I am never pushing you away again. Stefan, a very good morning. Good to see you, man. The last thought from Byron Katie says, do you want to meet the love of your life? Look in the mirror. Do you want to meet the love of your life? Look in the mirror. Linda, good morning. Hello. Awesome seeing you here live with us. There is, of course, nothing wrong with enjoying it deeply when we receive love, approval, and appreciation from the people around us. Our body chemistry shows that we are at our absolute best when we are in healthy relationships. But when you are the source of your love, your approval, and the appreciation of you, then you will stand in front of anyone as an equal and never have the need to wear a mask again. Rains, good morning. Good to see you live with us today. If you are ready, this is our meditation today. It is called The Masks We Wear. You can close your eyes and let's float away together, starting with the first few big breaths. Let's take a deep breath in and out. A deep breath in and out. A deep inhale and let it go. Deep breath in and out. One more big breath in and let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly. And as you fill up your belly with air, also raise yourself up. As you breathe in, stretch out your spine. Lift at the top of your head toward the ceiling. And once you've reached your full height, let all of it go. With every exhale, soften. With every breath out, soften your spine, slump down your shoulders, and drop your head. Continue your full body breathing, feeling yourself rise with every inhale and feeling your body fall with every exhale. As we have a conversation about the wearing of masks. We live in a world where we are, most often, surrounded by people who carry their own wounds. who are deep in their own survival mode, doing their best to survive. And it is common for all of us to have experienced many incidents where people around us have made it clear that how we are is not acceptable to them, and how they want us to be is different than how we are. This journey takes a little bit of a look at some of the messaging we might have taken on board, some of the baggage, some of the masks we might have decided to wear in order to be accepted. This is not to point fingers or cast blame on how other people may have treated us. But it is to take back our own agency, to understand that we, each of us, needs to be the primary source of our own acceptance, filling ourselves with love from the inside until it spills over. And we never have the need to wear a mask to make ourselves acceptable ever again. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, helping our bodies stretch and adjust and settle down into as much comfort as possible for the rest of our journey. Let's take a deep breath in. As you release, drop your head all the way forward and roll out your neck muscles, going forward and to the left and forward and to the right. Take a deep breath in. And as you release, roll your shoulders forward in big, slow circles. Take a deep breath in. And as you release, roll your shoulders backwards in big circles, nice and slow. Take a deep breath in. As you release, focus on your spine. Lean your upper body over to the left and also lean your upper body over to the right. Feel yourself stretch into your back muscles. Feel where the edges are and then gently lean into those edges. One more big breath in. And as you release, you can stretch or move or adjust any part of your body that still needs a bit of help settling down. Having softened our bodies into a state of presence, or at least as much as we are able to do that right now, we can now turn our attention inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of our journey. If you don't have the time to sit for the whole meditation with us, then this is always a good place to stop. But if you are here for the whole journey, then with every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. Let's take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel into your body. Feel how softness slips into your body, and how softness settles in every part of your body. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow through your body. Feel your shoulders slowly falling. Feel your body slowly softening. And feel how you are slowly slipping deeper into you. One more big breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting. Feel your whole body dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is an invitation. It invites you to turn inwards and follow this journey. As you breathe in, feel the air flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath. But hold it only for as long as it feels easy. Followed by a really long, really slow exhale. with your next big breath. As you dive deep into you, I want to remind you that we are all always in a process, on a journey to become more and more our true self, the original being that we are. Take your next big breath. The original being that you are. Our human journey always starts with collecting baggage, putting on layers of armor to protect ourselves, wearing masks that slowly separate us more and more from the original being that we are. And then a process of unlearning until we remember. And when we start remembering, we become more invested in the journey back to the original being that we are. Today's journey looks at some of these masks. And we'll start with our earliest childhood memories, with our parents or our primary caregivers. As you take a deep breath and dive deep into you, see if you're able to remind yourself of an experience where the very young you felt clearly from your parents or caregivers that how you are showing up is not good enough, and how you need to be different if you want to be accepted. See if you can find a memory of something like that. Take your next big breath. And as you take off that mask and place it on the floor next to you, speak to that little boy or little girl. Let them know that you are here for them now. You are the one holding her or holding him. We are often raised by more than just our parents, other adults in the family tend to play a huge role in our young lives. Uncles and aunts, family friends. Can you remember a moment where any of the other adults in your young life made it clear to you that the way you're being is not acceptable and that you'd have to be different if you want to be accepted? As you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, see if you are reminded of an incident like that. Take your next big breath. As you take off that mask and gently place it on the floor next to you, have a conversation with that little boy or little girl. Say, hey, I've got you now. I am holding you, and I will never let you go. Other young children tend to play a big role in our lives too. These could be siblings, brothers, sisters, cousins, young friends. Can you remember a moment with one of the other kids in your young life who made it clear to you the way you are is not acceptable? And that if you want to be accepted, you'd have to show up differently. See if you remember an incident with another child. Take your next big breath. As you take off that mask and gently place it on the floor next to you, have a quick conversation with that young boy or young girl. Say, hey, little one, I've got you. I am holding you. And I will never let you go. School teachers, of course, have a big impact on how we see ourselves as kids. Can you remember a moment with a school teacher where it was made clear to you that the way you are is not acceptable, and that you'd have to be different in order to be accepted? See if you can remind yourself of such an incident. Take your next big breath. Take a moment to speak to that young version of you. Say, hey, I've got your back now. And to me, you are always acceptable. Another one of the big influences in how we see ourselves were our teenage friends. The peer groups that we want to fit into. Can you remember a moment with a teenage friend where it was made clear to you that the way you are is not acceptable? And you have to show up differently in order to be accepted. See if you can remind yourself of such an incident. Take your next big breath. Take a moment to speak to the teenage version of you. Let him know, let her know, you're going to be okay. I have got you. And to me, you are always acceptable. The biggest influences in our lives happened in childhood, but it doesn't stop there. As adults, we can still be influenced by the words and the body language of the humans around us. Take a moment to remind yourself of an adult experience where either a colleague, a friend, or a romantic partner has made it clear to you that the way you are is not acceptable, and that you would have to be different in order to be accepted. Take your next big breath. Take a moment to speak to the adult version of you. Say, hey, I have got you. There is no need to pretend to be anything other than what you are. To me, you are always acceptable. You have already lived through so much, and yet here you are, still trying. I will always love you and I will never let you go. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, slipping out of the breath-holding space and into the next. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel how softness slips into your body and settles in every fiber of your being. One more big breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. There is no more attention on your breathing. You can sit all the way back or even lie all the way back down and feel yourself just floating. I'll read to you one more time these few thoughts from Byron Katie this morning. She says, "It is not easy to find your own way when you believe that you need love, approval, appreciation, or anything from your family. It is particularly hard when you want them to see things your way. When you say or do anything to please, keep, get, influence, or control anyone or anything, then fear is the cause of that, and pain will be the result." She says, "If I had a prayer, it would be this: God, spare me from the desire for love, approval, or appreciation." And then one more really beautiful thought from Byron Katie says, "Do you want to meet the love of your life? Take a look in the mirror. There is, of course, nothing wrong with enjoying it deeply when we receive love, when we receive approval or appreciation from the people around us. Our body chemistry shows that we are at our absolute best when we are in healthy relationships. But when you become the source of your love, your approval, and the appreciation of you, then you will stand in front of anyone as an equal and never have the need to wear a mask again." This is a journey. We don't just rip off a mask and are forever changed. But if you can start to recognize the moments where you feel the need for an old mask in order to feel safe, if you start becoming more aware of every time you put on an old mask, then you are taking steps in the right direction. And if you keep taking these small steps, the day will come where none of the old masks are needed anymore. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and I invite you to say yours. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for the reminder of my own masks or old layers of armor. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for your work that you are doing to be able to find your way to a mirror, and in the mirror recognize the love of your life. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning to have acceptance for the human being that you are. Take a deep breath in. Thank you to old masks and old layers of armor that might have made it possible for me to feel like I could cope. But thank you also for learning that I am outgrowing them. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. Thank you for being a part of our journey today. Thank you for the work that you are doing to ungrow any of the old safety mechanisms that you used to need. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Rains. Thank you, Pepe. Hey, it's good to see you. Hello. Michelle, thank you. Have a great day. Danae, thank you. Annalie, thank you. Have a beautiful day, everyone. You are awesome. Let me just remind you of that. Always be kind to you. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Grania. Thank you, Sunley. Thank you, Stefan. Thank you, Linda and Linda. Thank you, Anami, and whoever else I might not remember in the background. Have a beautiful day. Ciao, ciao.